Okay, data goes up in the cloud. I get it. But what happens when it rains? Earlier this spring, I was on my way south to see a friend's daughter's college graduation, and I thought I would take a break from Highway 99 and go to Colonel Allensworth State Historic Park. To say Allensworth is off the beaten track is a bit of an understatement. Once you exit Highway 99 and head west, you have to also go south a little bit, about 14 miles total, to get to the turnoff. My timing on this day was absolutely perfectly wrong. The only thing between me and Allensworth State Park was this train. It kept going and going, but then it slowed down and it stopped. After a few minutes, I gave up, got in the car, drove a 4 mile detour, and approached the park from a different direction. Allensworth was born a slave, fought in the Civil War, and retired as a lieutenant colonel in 1906. It was about that time he met Alexander Payne of Pasadena. Together, they formed an association that purchased 800 acres along the Santa Fe rail line, and they founded the first town that was financed and governed by African Americans. To visit there today, you encounter buildings that are either fortified old buildings or recreations of what was there from 1909 through the town's peak, which was really the early 1910s. It takes about an hour to walk around the site. You have the option to listen to audio descriptions at most of the stops. They include music.
By the early 1930s, the library's collection had been moved to the linesman's store. When Sarah died in 1937, the library remained at the store until 1943, when the library closed for good.
In those early years, the town really gained steam with its own library, schoolhouse, and judicial district. However, water problems became quickly overwhelming. The townsfolk did not have enough money to dig deeper wells. But worst of all was when Colonel Allensworth was killed by motorbikes as he crossed the street in Monrovia. By the way, if you go look in some of the windows, you can see furniture that represents that era. In addition to the buildings and the audio tour, the state park has a visitor center, which you can see there in the clump of trees in the distance. And also behind this building is a small campground, which looks pretty nice. It has several well-positioned trees for shade. Now, up until the mid 19th century, there was a huge lake in Allensworth, which you can see on the bottom right side was actually a lakefront property. Subsequent farming in the Central Valley has pretty much drained that. Now, as I approached the visitor center, I saw these little varmints. Are they ground squirrels? I don't think they're prairie dogs. Maybe someone could let me know exactly what they are, but they were awfully cute. I left them alone, other than from a distance filming them. The visitor center has limited hours. You should check the website before you go in case you want to see it. Nearby is a nice picnic area, and out front is a well tended garden of sorts. It has grass and this interesting succulents mound in the middle. As you continue actually heading back toward the parking lot at this point, you encounter the schoolhouse. And here's a picture from 1910 or 11. And you can look inside and see what might have been the scene for those kids. Throughout the town are road posts named after former residents or contributors to the town of Allensworth. The state park is open year round. There was no fee collected the day I was there. I'm not sure they take fees anymore. About 70,000 people visit here annually. One of the nicest sounds I heard the entire time I walked around here was birds chirping. That certainly is one of the appeals of this place to me. I enjoy coming to interesting, quiet, low-tech attractions that pay tribute to the past in interesting ways. And certainly Allensworth State Historic Park checks those boxes. It's also a place where I can reflect on my own life, which is getting ever longer, thankfully. I have lived it as a white American male, a boomer, no less. And not just a boomer, but a boomer who was young enough to have avoided Vietnam. All those things add up to being about the easiest kind of life one can have in human history. Throw in the fact that I'm middle class or upper middle class, I guess you could argue, and it's been an easy ride. What a sharp contrast to the founders, the original residents, and those who stuck it out here at Allensworth. Not a scenic location, not a place where there are a lot of trees, and obviously a lack of water was one of the reasons ultimately that the town died. But I really appreciate the fact that it has been lovingly restored to a certain extent over a period of many years, and that people come here to think about the past, to think about the injustices perhaps that the residents of Allensworth had to overcome. And you can certainly apply that kind of thinking to other parts of the country and planet, other people, various races and ethnicities. I've lived long enough to have this really privileged, easy life. And I've also lived long enough to see things to start going down the drain. I would say if I had to assign a date to the beginning of the flushing, I would say, how about November 5th, 2024? I'm trying to be hopeful, but in the meantime, I can come to a place like this and appreciate the spirit of independence and overcoming obstacles and trying to live the best life possible. If you're ever in the area, and you have to really try to be in the area, I would recommend you come here, walk around, maybe have a picnic, perhaps even try the campground. You won't regret it. Anyway, thanks for tagging along. See you down the road.